continuing down its line, Undead Unluck, in the fashion of like what I've been saying of like its relation to like Chainsaw Man as the new series within Shonen Jump that are just weird and very unpredictable and wild. And I'm still hoping that that'll be the trend for a bit. You know, all these other series coming after will be like, man, these are really successful. We should try these, more of these out. More of just super weird and like just absolutely chaotic series from the start. We have, Undead Unluck, and I've mentioned, like, with Chainsaw Man, that it's super hard to predict what that author is going to do. It's very, very, like, always out of left field, very unpredictable. And I can say the same thing about Undead Unluck, and especially, like, when a series is early and you don't really know much about the author, so you can't really gauge what you think they're going to do. Undead Unluck just continues that on with such a weird plot line, because we were introduced in Chapter 1, this organization, this union, as like the enemies, as the bad guys, and it's like, oh yeah, what are they going to do to combat them? Oh, they're going to join them. Okay, I guess that's a plan. And then they spent the last couple chapters going through that whole process, and then they beat Gina and killed her, and then they left open a spot. So they, there were 2 spots open after they killed the robot guy, and like, what was it, chapter 3 or 4 or whatever. But now they're in this group, and it's not they were the bad guys. It's the good guy group. They just had to, they were in some way being accosted by the good guy group at the start. Actually reminds me a little bit of a Kame ga Kill, where the Night Raid was introduced kind of like bad guys, and then it turns out they were the main cast. And these guys, this union, they are pretty much, like, it's really weird to kind of like describe it. But, the chapter started out, the chapter ended last time with Andy trying to kill everyone with his parts bullets at each member. Had some way to deal with these finger bullets, whether it was cut them or block them, or like the one dude ricocheted a bullet and hit one without even looking. That's super badass. But then you had like this person in a robot who's mad that they killed Gina. His character Tatiana, so I'm guessing it's a woman, some Russian woman. And, she just shoots like this big robotic fist at Andy, hits him, but at the same time, Andy like cuts all the fingers up that came at him. So, it was like a trade-off. But the fingers just get quickly fixed. I wonder if it's some form of like, it's what is it? It's not, I know pyrokinesis for fire. I'm trying to remember what it was for a technopath, I think is the name for it, for, being able to manipulate machines with your mind. Either way, the woman, the one with the mask on, so there is going to be, it looks like there's going to be 2 chicks out of, all these other ones. I'm assuming the one in the robot ball, because his name is Tatiana, and the person with the mask on. At least looks like a girl. Maybe it's like some form of Bishi, or it's actually like just like a very pretty looking dude. Either way, I would say there's at least one with the Tatiana. We'll just call the masked person right now, because it's unknown. I can't really tell at this point in time. But they're just like, stop fighting. The people in the union are forbidden to fight. They're not supposed to. And he ends up just having like this person can apparently control people. To what degree, I don't know. Because Andy's sword just goes to Izumo's neck. And Tatiana's robot just starts to like charge up a laser at the sunglasses guy who's like shooting ricocheting bullets and stuff. And he's, getting threatened to kill their friends. And like, it's funny because the gun guy's like, oh, you're going to kill me? Damn. Okay, man. I guess I'm going to die here. He doesn't seem that bothered by it. He just seems too cool for it. But they're like, hey, we got stuff going on. And then he's like refers to this book, Apocalypse, to which like that has this very sharp fanged, like big eyed on this book, where pages start just kind of flowing out, and then starts bringing up stuff that's coming up. They either get to capture or neutralize these Umas. And from what I remember, the Umas were like, it was pretty much what they would refer to people that aren't like either documented or on their side, that have powers. I believe that it was the Uma burn, that like participation count 6, reward like an 11th seat. Obviously that's the most important one, because even before I really could understand what was going on, I figured, because there's 10 of them and 11th seat, they'd get to have another member on their council. That would be very beneficial with like the way this is all set up. But they have all these different ones like the Uma Eat, Uma Language, Uma Unseen, Uma Past, and Uma Spoil. And they have all these different things like location, or reward location of Uma Call, location of the Artifact Rebellion, location of Negator Unrepair. And you have all these different kind of like stuff involved. And it's really just like this weird forced quest and delivery stuff. And they're like, if not all quests are fulfilled by August 31st, then the addition of the penalty is the addition of Uma Galaxy, which is, I'm wondering what that means. I'm wondering if there's going to be like some weird like galactic alien invasion or something that's going to happen. Like, where is that really going to go? It wouldn't surprise me, like with the whole setup, I guess, like with how the series is going to be going and how they've kind of like formulated what they're going to do, while the masked person is like talking to them, and Izumu's trying to like figure out what exactly is going on, and you know, trying to involve everything. And this person with the mask on is like, you don't understand. There's been the number of times the Earth has been 98 times the Earth has been placed rules upon, and starts just naming stuff off. You got like sex, language, race, death, sickness. And they're like saying how all these things only occur because this book has done them. These aspects of the world and how life operates and whatever is all dictated by whether or not these rules come upon them. And the rules will happen apparently if they don't manage to complete these tasks that this book is given. This book of Revelations is an apocalyptic book, and their whole goal is eventually they want to get far enough in this set to where they can hunt God and stop this in the entirety of this book from pretty much restricting and putting all of this this pain and agony on humanity. And I'm guessing that the way that it's going to be presented, it's like in the, you know, I've ever seen people like question acts of like, well, you know, why would a god do this thing and, you know, this thing or this thing, you know, bad stuff, when you would hope that it would be, if this was, you know, if this god was like so nice, why do they do these things? And in this story, it looks like the reason the bad things are going to happen is it's going to be this book, this kind of like weird reward and penalty system that will affect all of mankind. It's a very weird, strange like way to kind of set the story up, but it works. It works with like the tone of this, and like usually when you get like the series, especially in the beginning, you either have like a set theme, like you can have like something easy and jump like Black Clover. It's all going to be wizards and magic. You got My Hero, which is going to be superheroes and supervillains. Undead Unluck is like weird abnormalities in reality and stuff. Like, it feels like it's going to be a very strange series with a lot of like crazy, trippy like fights and characters and stuff. When you have like characters who apparently like, what's like Andy's whole thing is like undead is his like his whole code thing, and you have Unluck obviously for Izumo. Sounds very simplistic for some of it, but then you have like guys that's like, oh, their thing is eat. This guy's thing is unseen or past. There's probably going to be a lot of crazy abilities like involved in this, but they're going to go after Uma's spoil and do that one. They said it's the easiest one, and it's going to give the location of the Negator Unrepair. So maybe some cool like gremlin like character, I'm just imagining, where they can break stuff by touching it or something wild. So like I mentioned, it's a very weird series. I would recommend it. I think people need to really get on this. It's apparently doing really well in Japan, so I can see it getting some distance, especially when you have it stand out so well, where it doesn't fall into any other kind of like categories that other Shonen Jumps are at right now. It's not superhero, it's not magic. It's, I don't know, I kind of like put it as weird. It's just very weird. And that's one of the things I think makes Chainsaw Man so likable. Is it's a very strange series that you can't. It's hard to follow in terms of like predictions and trying to figure out what the author's plan is. You can understand what's going on after the fact, but you're gonna have trouble understanding what's coming up just based off of like a normal set of events. Something weird could happen at any point in time within this series. But anyway, other than that, comment below. Tell me your thoughts are about this and everything you think is going on with this chapter. I really appreciate your thumbs up the video, from the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But I appreciate everybody's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.